House lawmakers have passed two major education bills that would impact every public school in Georgia.
Atlanta News First, Niamani Watson is live near the state capitol in downtown Atlanta. And Niamani, these bills could really change what the school day looks like for students all over the state.
One bill would require weapons detection systems at every public school. The other would ban cell phone use in high schools. Now, yesterday, House lawmakers debated and ultimately passed both bills. Supporters of extending the cell phone ban pointed to a recent Georgia Southern University survey that found more than 90% of educators support bans, saying they reduce distractions and bullying. The bill has bipartisan support, but critics say it would expand government control. Meanwhile, the weapons detection bill gives districts 1 year to implement the systems. While some lawmakers praised the passing of the bill, others say the measure does not guarantee funding for staffing for those detectors.
It makes me emotional as a mother, as a parent, to have to worry about my kid's safety every single freaking day. I want to be worried about his academics, not if he's going to get in a fight and a kid pulls out a weapon.
Our children should not pay the price for our inability to act like leaders. We were not sent here to protect our own comfort. We were sent here to protect theirs. So I refuse to vote for another half measure.
Both bills now head to the Senate. Reporting from downtown Atlanta, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.